On my what?
Yeah, you're standing around pulling your feet or doing something.
We just got a good view of my derriere again. So am I helping you lift this thing, or you lifting it and I'm just moving stuff out of the way while you shove it in?
I think I'm going to be doing all the work. But...
And you think this is going to go in with this tank here?
I don't know if it's going to came out.
Well, it came out because we took the top end off and all the other pieces. Then all you had to do is pull the block out.
Well, it's close.
All right. See what happens.
It's not like these things are that heavy.
What?
They need to grab the whole. There goes that tail. Grab the crank.
Got it.
Pull it in. Hold on, hold on.
You got to sit down now, right?
There, go over here. I'm sitting on a cable or something. Let me get the grapple here. Pick up.
Hang on, got the cable. Cable's out.
The cable's not out of the way.
The cable's not out of the way. Well, it did go.
What do you mean it wouldn't fit without taking the
Oh, you're
cranks
right,
off?
man. I stand corrected.
It's a chopper. It's got lots of room.
I stand absolutely 100%.
I didn't even break the oil line off either.
Oh man. What kind
Not
of
want to go that way. Is there a primary in the way over there?
Yeah, there's a primary.
Is that wire out of the way that I'm squeezing against?
Well, hang on a second. Let me check all the wires. Oh, hang on. The one that goes on the bottom.
So we didn't even have to use a towel either.
It's so good.
And my back's not hurting just yet, but it will in a few
It'll
minutes.
be hurting later. Wire and most of the wire. Oh, look at that.
Hey, we got one bolt on. Yeah, my back's starting to hurt now.
Your back started hurting already?
It was hurt earlier. It's starting to hurt again.
Mine hurts just thinking about it. Oh.
At least we're all the same. Yeah, that bolt's too short, unless you like short bolts. What do you think? That's almost long enough to hit a lock nut on there.
Nah, I think we'll have to get something a little longer.
A little longer than this one? Okay.
A little more studly than that one. A little more boltly. Oh, we're not even funny, are we? Indian!
Okay, so we're going to up to longer bolts. We're going to use lock nuts instead of regular nuts.
Nylon.
But I'm not going to use the grade 8 ones because the bike's not that good.
Just an Indian.
See, I almost dropped it. Yeah, that's right. It's not a Harley. It's
Just an Indian. S&S motor.
It's actually a CCI S&S piece of something vehicle.
Piece of shiny metal.
They just happen to have an Indian name on it. But it's
Piece of shiny metal.
between CCI and S&S, you're covered.
All right. So, did we tell a story about this thing?
There's an edited version that's going to get listed.
Oh, is it?
But
Okay.
you didn't show all the good parts. You only showed the motor as a pile of crap, and then the top end off showing what piece of crap it was. And that was
okay.
it. So.
Yeah, so the owner comes in and says, "There's a bit of a rattle in my engine." so we
Need some bolts.
did some stuff on the primary.
Well, you're yakking. I need some bolts.
Oh, are you putting this thing together or what?
Well, I got the primary on here, so I got to pull the motor into the primary because we haven't taken the primary off yet.
No,
And
yeah.
that will center the motor in the frame. We tighten the motor mounts down, then we take this primary off and we fix all the oil leaks that I'm sure are in there.
Oh, there's no oil leaks in this Indian.
If you watched that other video, you would know that there was. Because you mentioned that.
So he comes in, man, there's a noise here. So we checked the primary, and then Tatro put some new lifters in, which he had to beat the old ones out of the block, which that should have given us a clue. And then we said, there might be something else wrong here. We pull it apart, and the bottom end, main crank bearings were square.
The rod bearing.
Rod bearings were
The ones that were in there were square.
What was left was square, and
The other half was missing.
and what was the oil that came out? Looked like it was honing
Lapping compound.
lapping compound. It was green. It was actually green.
Okay, why is this bolt not going in this hole?
So it's not the right thread.
I don't know. You don't want to put it in here.
I didn't do anything. Anything in the nature.
Yeah, why don't you get some light in that hole in there? Oh, that's because it doesn't line up in there. That's why.
Line up.
The motor is a little. The motor's too high.
Too low.
No, the motor's too high.
High.
So if I tilt it,
Or the primary is too low.
well, it fit at one time, but I think there's something else going on here.
Wish I should get pointed in the right direction. Nothing else going on? There's got to be something.
Yeah, there's something wrong with that thread, and I don't want to pull the bike apart to get to that part. I'll wait until I get the primary off.
Yeah.
Let's see if one of these other bolts goes in. That one's not working very well. Yeah, this one's working.
Let's back up a little bit. When he first brought it in, he had all kinds of funky stuff hanging off of here. He had a T-bar.
Bunch of crap hanging off up here already. Hey, don't put that down on my face. I just got rid of it. Yeah, thank you. What's that job interview you're going to?
He had this U-bolt frame with
Here's his foot peg.
his foot peg. Oh yeah, those his foot pegs
Yeah, he might see this video.
attached to this thing.
He might
That
see
looks
this
pretty
video
good.
and make a comment.
And
Hey, this piece of crap's in my face over here.
didn't do that. And then everything. You see how solid that is now? This thing was just flopping around. Oh, battery level low. You got a new. So what did you do?
While you're out playing around, I've been working.
Right.
So I put the 4 bolts on here to hold the inner primary to the motor.
So now you can tighten the
Now I'm gonna go
motor
ahead,
mounts.
Now I'm going to go ahead and put the motor mounts and pull the motor down, because now this is now aligned the motor to the bike the way
Right.
it was, which we were assuming was good. Of course, you know, that's assuming quite a bit.
Assuming makes a out of you and me.
Yeah, well, there you go. Okay, so now I got the bolts aren't dragging anything, see, so that's good. So now I gotta get some Loctite, and I gotta get some appropriate torquing devices,
Which should be 2 long wrenches.
like one of these.
And break a bar.
And I need some kind of a,
That's the Tatro torque wrench.
I need something to like turn it with.
This is
One of those.
high quality.
What are you doing my other? Oh, there it is. The see, we don't want to use the short one. We want to use the long one.
What did I
here.
just say? The next 2 long wrenches.
So we got a short one. We got one that's got more leverage on it. And then we're going to have to go ahead and pull it in a little bit.
Yep. That's what we're doing.
And we're going to need some Loctite.
Loctite with the nylocks?
Well, yeah. You didn't want it to fall off, did you?
I don't know. No, I don't think so.
And you know I'm not going to hardly put any torque on it at all. You notice I did put a nice thick washer on there last night.
Oh, look at that thick one.
And I put a nice crappy grade 5 bolt in there too.
Oh, it looks chromy though. It's all shiny.
Well, compared to all the other rusted bolts in the bike, yeah.
I like that.
It's like
shiny.
chrome.
It's shiny. I would go over there and show you him screwing it in, but I don't have enough battery cord.
That's what I found.
The heck is that?
Starter. We had to take the oil tank out to maybe clean some of the debris out of it.
No, why would he want to do that?
'Cause I told him to.
He probably would have started it back up with that nasty old
Residue in there.
residue.
Now, somehow we lost the oil pressure switch here. I don't know what happened to it. I put a new one in here. So when you took it apart, what did you do with it?
I don't know. Let's see. I think I know where it's at. It must be in my back pocket. I've been carrying around a year and a half, however long this has been.
Yeah, probably.
I can't keep track of all the fun we have. Putting a washer down there too?
No. It's got a frame that's like an inch thick. How much washer do you want? I did put some Loctite on it though. You alright with that?
The red, super strong red?
No, this is the 3-bond red, which is like a medium plus.
Medium plus, okay. But not the super strong, they ain't never coming apart, right?
No, we're not using the green.
Green.
Yeah,
It's a real classic looking bike. It's all been cleaned up.
We need to clean this. We need to put a wrench on here though.
Can't tell the can story either, can I?
I don't care what you tell. I don't have to watch the video. And somehow I accidentally cut the inside of the port out when I was deburring the manifold.
Huh?
It's hard to believe that would happen around here.
Right.
Yeah, see, it kind of got accidentally adjusted.
Oh, cleaned up and... Oh, look at that. You can't really see it. But...
The grinder fell inside the manifold. I was working on it. I don't know what happened.
Oh, you can see way down in there now. See how nice and clean and...
Well, that's because that's freshly done. Hasn't been.
That will be breathing much better. Suck that air in.
Yeah, maybe.
Air fuel ratio.
Might affect the mileage.
It's real exciting stuff here.
Okay. Which side do we torque with?
You want
That
to push
one
instead of pull.
or this one?
Here's you want to pull with something
I have to
really...
use the small side though.
There you go. Here goes torque wrench.
My bag.
At 30 foot-pounds.
Yeah, it was 30.
60 foot-pounds. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's 30.
That's only grade 5, dude.
Yeah, I was just testing the quality of the hardware.
Yeah. What the heck?
It's the factory spec, tight but not over tight. That's what it said in the manual I read. Of course, that was from the 40s, but
Tight but not over tight.
yeah, but it's very important not to over tighten stuff.
You hear the clicking of his torque wrench? Click.
That was my lower back.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. And his knuckles and his...
We just pre-torqued it. Now we're going to torque it.
Every
now.
fiber of his...
Okay, that's
Click, 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 click.
that's torquing it.
You dropped this... Man, why don't you put the lid on this thing?
Because I was going to Loctite something else.
Well,
You interrupted me. Okay, now this one's harder to get to because I got all these other parts in the way. So,
that'll be from the top.
yeah, I mean that top there, that doesn't fit either.
Oh.
Now I'm going to have to go to some lower quality, like a snap-on socket or something I don't like.
What? Did you say... Did you actually call out a...
Inferior brand, yes. I did.
You mean snap off?
There's a brand new one.
Hey, they replace it when you break it.
Oh, no, this is a Craftsman, so I got a good one. Good.
Hmm?
This is Craftsman, so it's good. But the problem is, see, that's a bolt. You don't torque bolts, you torque nuts.
Yeah, well... It appears you have a slight problem here.
Yeah, well.
Everything's a little too tight.
This part snap on. See how it's getting all broken from somebody pulling on it too hard?
Well, we'll get you new ones and break it, and we'll get you a new one.
I'm trying to.
Makes me grind my
I'm
teeth.
just pre-torquing.
Makes me grind my teeth when you...
Okay.
Well, you can pull the other way.
Now we're going to go ahead and torque it. Oh, that wasn't hardly tight at all. I need
The
another
problem
blade.
now is you're not going to be able to...
I need another blade on that thing.
You don't have a different wrench for a different button.
Well, I'm going to try another wrench. I got 3 other wrenches to use. Where's that snap-on one that I used to have? It's a shiny looking chrome piece of crap.
I don't know.
I think we were using the other room over here before. weren't we? Okay, this one here.
Yep. It's gonna work.
It's gonna go.
Sure.
What about,
Seriously?
What about the SK, the good one?
Yeah.
It's hard to believe these are all about the same. Yeah. There, it's on there now. Okay, now we got this.
All right.
Okay, now we're gonna get a little more torque here with this one. Oh, that was hardly any more. That just flexed.
There we go.
Okay, that one's torque. Okay, we got 3, and that's all we need, right?
Yep. Now you can pull the inner primary off.
Yeah.
Taking a break.